Welcome to part 3 of Kirby's Adventure, and here we are in level 3, Butter Building. Excuse me. So, Butter Building has my favorite song in the entire game. Like, this is one of my favorite songs in the entire Kirby franchise, by far. Like, I love this song so much. Like, just hearing it makes me feel like a kid again, you know?
Yeah. Is this... What Kirby songs are in Super Smash Brothers? Is this one of them?
Yes, there is a remix of Butter Building in Super Smash Brothers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I believe they also remixed the Squeak Squad theme. They did King Dedede's theme. They also did Meta Knight's Revenge as well. And
they did the City Trial theme, if I remember correctly, from Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure about that. I do know that there are some Kirby Air Ride songs in Smash Brothers, like Frozen Hillside, Checker Knights, and the legendary Air Ride Machine. But I can't remember whether or not City Trial was in it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but yeah.
It is.
Okay. I haven't played Kirby Air Ride in a while. I actually wanted to play it with you or Emmy last year, but you know we didn't have enough time. So yeah.
I love Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah, it's really good. So since we're already in Butter Building, we might as well. I might as well ask you about this. Even though you briefly talked about it in part 1, I might as well ask. Exactly, how did you get into Kirby?
I don't know when the first time I've ever seen Kirby is. I think the first Kirby game that I had, though, was Kirby Air Ride. And...
a spin-off title, okay.
I'm trying to remember what else. I think we had... I know my other friends liked Kirby. They all had Game Boys and stuff, but I wasn't allowed to have one. So I couldn't play it. And more games, really, until I got a DS.
Okay. So is it safe to assume that Kirby Squeak Squad was your first traditional Kirby game? Or was it Kirby...
Yeah, I guess so.
Or maybe it was Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Actually, no, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah. I did play Kirby and the Amazing Mirror on my cousin's DS first. I think that was the first. I don't know if that was the first time I saw Kirby, but it was one of the first times.
Okay. That's kind of an interesting game to start with because Kirby and the Amazing Mirror is more of a Metroidvania rather than a stage-by-stage Kirby game, like what Kirby Squeak Squad would eventually have. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I remember now. So Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I think that was the second Kirby game I've ever played. My third being Squeak Squad, although Squeak Squad was the first one I would actually come to own myself. So, yeah. Yep. Anyway, here we have the backdrop ability. This is basically what a lot of his throws in Super Smash Brothers are based off of. It is a bit of a rare ability, though, because that mini-boss that we fought earlier, Bugsy, I hated that boss when I was younger. Not only did I think it looked kind of creepy, but also because it kept dashing at me and lunging at me and grabbing me, and it was hard to predict. And I'm just like, how do I beat this thing? Why can't I beat it? Why is he so hard, you know? What can I say? Everything is more difficult when you're a kid, you know?
It's true.
Also, I really like that rotating tower there.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's very impressive graphically for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Also, for some reason, whenever Kirby has the backdrop or throw ability, his inhale sound effect is at a lower pitch for some reason. I guess to try and highlight that you have a different ability.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yep. But what was I gonna say? So, uh, do you have a favorite Kirby game, out of curiosity?
Kirby Squeak Squad is definitely my favorite.
Really? Really?
Yes.
That's an
It has
interest.
my favorite power. You know this.
I know, I know. I know you love the animal ability so much.
Yeah, it's so cute. I have a stuffed animal of it.
Ah, there it is. Unfortunately for you, Squeak Squad is the only game it ever appeared in.
Yeah, it is unfortunate for me.
Yep. I can imagine that you would be happy if they brought it back.
Yeah, they should. There's no reason why they can't.
I personally,
No reason.
I personally don't miss it because it's not really an ability I used unless it was necessary for completing Squeak Squad. But that's just me.
Well,
If it came back, I would still be happy for you at the very least.
well, thank you.
You're welcome. But my favorite ability, unsurprisingly, is Sword. I know it's not the best ability in the series, but it is my personal favorite. But it's not the only ability I like. I also really like using the Ninja ability as well.
Oh, Ninja's cool.
Yeah. Specifically in Kirby's Return to Dreamland, I think Ninja was at its best in Kirby's Return to Dreamland because I swear the Ninja ability was nerfed in the 3DS games and Star Allies because the Quad Shock move that Kirby has in Return to Dreamland, you could use it in both on the ground in midair, but in the 3DS games you can only use it. But in the 3DS games in Star Allies, you can only use it on the ground. You can't use it in midair anymore, which I find disappointing because I found it very useful for a lot of boss fights.
Oh.
So yeah. Also, these encounters right here. Meta Knight's allegiance is pretty ambiguous in this game because sometimes he helps you out by giving you invincibility candy, while other times he sends his soldiers to attack you. But and to be fair, because this is Meta Knight's first appearance, they didn't really fully develop him as a character just yet.
Mm.
I think Meta Knight's I think Meta Knight wouldn't have his more modern depiction until Kirby Right Back at Ya, I want to say. Although as far as the games go, I think the first time we see his more cooperative personality is in Kirby the Amazing Mirror, because he's actually the one that takes action first to try and protect Dreamland, and then one of the main plot points of the game is to try and rescue him by rebuilding the Amazing Mirrors, so you can help defeat his doppelganger.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Anyway, here we are with the quick draw minigame. This one is actually pretty challenging, specifically during the last one. As you can see, I am making quick work, no pun intended, of these guys. But every time I get to King DDD, that's always when I struggle because it feels pretty instant every time he fires his gun. So yeah. As you can see, I'm quickly reacting when the number is at 13, but I'm always too late, as you'll see when King DDD. See, look at that.
Oh.
That is ridiculously fast. It's like the millisecond and the thing happens, he fires it, and you have to be. It feels like the only time I'm able to do that legitimately is if I basically look out and I try to press the attack button and try and guess when it's going to when I have to fire.
Yeah. I could never do that.
Sorry, what were you? Sorry, what did you say?
I could never even get that far. My reactions are so bad.
Yeah, I'm guessing you would mess up as soon as you get to a blade or a sword knight, I presume.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, sword knight is like the third opponent, and oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, but sword knights I think Sword Knight debuted before Blade Knight because Blade Knight is the more common sword anime game in like the modern Kirby games as well as in Kirby Superstar. But we haven't seen Sword Knight since Squeak Squad, I want to say. Actually, no, technically we haven't seen him since Kirby Star Allies, and I'm like, whatever happened to Sword Knight? I do like Blade Knight more, but I don't know, I kind of feel bad for Sword Knight. I do love their voices in Kirby Right Back at You, though, especially Blade Knights,
Oh yes.
because
Oh my god.
like Sword Knight, as you remember, like he kind of has a bit of an accent, you know, like a bit of a British accent, you know. But while Blade Knight, he has an extremely thick Australian accent to the point where he sounds like he's speaking gibberish. How he goes like, "Sorry to sorry me, sorry with more side," you know.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere.
It's the most hilarious voice in Kirby Right Back at You because most people who talk about that anime's voice acting, they always bring up, you know, Meta Knight's Spanish accent or King DDD's Southern accent. And I'm just like, where's the love for Blade Knight's extremely thick Australian accent? I think that's the funniest voice in that anime, personally. King DDD's Southern accent is definitely very goofy as well, but I just think Blade Knight's Australian gibberish is a bit funnier to me.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Plus, Meta Knight's Spanish accent can sound legitimately cool at times, so that's another reason why I'm perfectly fine with that voice in the anime. Actually, fun fact: the voice of Meta Knight in Kirby Right Back at Ya was also the original voice, or one of the original voices of Brock and James from the Pokemon anime.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep,
Trivia.
yep. Now you know. Oh yeah, should have talked about this sooner, but this is the hammer ability. It is probably the most powerful ability in the entire game. Like seriously, it makes quick work out of a lot of bosses and mini bosses. In fact, I think you'll see me completely pound Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, which this is the boss
Oh, I
that
hate
you had.
those guys.
Yeah, this is the boss that you had trouble with. This is the one where you stopped, where you gave up for the time being.
Yes.
But as you can
You know
see,
what?
sorry, go ahead.
I wish this game had you know, where you could combine the copy abilities.
Ah, yeah,
I love
that debuted in Kirby 64, I believe, and
Yeah.
they kinda sorta brought it back in Kirby Squeak Squad and Kirby Star Allies, but in those games, the only sort of things you could combine were elements with weapon abilities.
Yeah. I like the idea though. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty nice. But anyway, that was part 3. That was Butter Building. Tune in for part 4, where we revisit another childhood favorite stage of mine, Grape Garden.